Experience an unbelievably realistic simulation of space travel. Tour of the Universe.
I loved it.
The only spaceport dedicated to tourism and pleasure. Destination Jupiter in the year 2019.
It's like flying.
Very exciting. See, hear, and feel special effects in person. Board your Canadian Airlines interplanetary shuttle.
You were fantastic.
This is it. At the CN Tower, Toronto, Canada. Tour of the Universe. Prepare to be amazed.
Great story.
You're really well informed
Thanks.
about everything but detergent.
This is clean.
Touch it. Did your detergent get it soft?
No.
Or control static?
No.
You need the Bold Touch. Bold has a cupful of detergent and a capful of fabric softener combined in each wash.
Bold 3 really cleans. But my regular detergent can't touch Bold's softness. Even static's under control.
For clothes that feel as good as they look, get the Bold Touch.
Ronald McDonald in.
And warm it, hot and warm it. On a cold, cold day, it feels so neat to clap your hands together and feel the beat. Hamburgers, french fries, hot for you. McDonald's and warm it.
It's fun to do.
It's a good time, but a great taste.
Doesn't mean a lot if you don't get it home.
Of McDonald's.
The Police, Every Breath You Take, the singles, a greatest hits collection available on album, cassette, or compact disc. Specially priced at all Simpson stores.
Four batteries not included.
Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin. Can you and I be friends? I really...
Everybody out.
Then, one day, we found an old treasure map.
Teddy Ruxpin comes with illustrated book and cassette from Worlds of Wonder.
When your throat is irritated, let me help you medicate it. Vicks Honey Throat Drops for you.
Vicks Honey Throat Drops have a drop of golden honey, plus soothing menthol medication.
Vicks always works for me.
Now, you can shave closer and smoother all over, face, neck, and sideburn. Because Braun has created the totally new System 1, 2, 3. It adjusts 3 ways.
1.
So now you can shave
2.
closer and smoother
3.
all over. Redesigned for extra smoothness, the foil is now pearl finished and platinum coated. The revolutionary Braun System 1, 2, 3 shaves closer and smoother all over for your money back.
Rocket on the airwaves. You're listening to Rock 86, a hot new album from Quality Records. Count them down with Dead or Alive, Starship, Miracle Sharky, and Haywire. Hot Rockin' Bill Collins, Mr. Mister, and Katrina and the Waves. Mike and the Mechanics, plus Simple Minds. The album you asked for. Wake up to Rock 86, all rock, no talk, from Quality Records. Get them while they're hot.
It's the dawn of a brand new day.
Introducing new Sunspray Coast. Like regular Coast, it's got great lather, but a whole new scent.
Coast Sunspray picks you up in a brand new way. Like the fresh, clean feeling of a brand new day. Coast picks you up and pulls you through. Coast works as hard as you.
New Sunspray Coast, and invigorating regular Coast, too.
Skittles, bites like candy, taste the rainbow waffle flavors. Skittles, bites like candy, taste the rainbow waffle flavors. Colorful candy, shell fruit flavors in the middle, strawberry,
Great.
orange, and lime.
Taste the rainbow of fruit flavors.
Skittles, bites like candy, taste the rainbow waffle flavors in Skittles.
Ribena time. Hi, Pam.
Hey, what's that you're giving them?
Ribena blackcurrant nectar. In these growing years, a child's development is really important. Ribena has the tasty goodness of blackcurrant, plus added vitamin C.
40 milligrams per 100 milliliters.
And vitamin C helps keep them healthy. Helps build strong bones and teeth. Right, Joey? They just love the taste. Ribena, a good way to give them goodness.
You know, this is Walt Disney World. But so is this. And this. Walt Disney World. A vacation within a vacation. It's the world's greatest resort.
50 years to see the world, Walt Disney World.
Levi Blues, 501 Blues. Shrink to fit like the night, they become one with me. Button fly like the night, they're my indigo Levi Blues, 501 Blues. Levi Blues.
For every woman who's wondered where to store her microwave dishes, Rubbermaid makes a set that stores inside itself. For every woman who's struggled to close a food keeper, Rubbermaid makes it a snap. You can buy something less than Rubbermaid, but then you won't get something made like Rubbermaid. Don't you wish everything was made like Rubbermaid?
Do you know Paul Salen's got more cars and trucks than a dog has fleas? Over 400 outside almost all the time. And if you're smart, you'll come inside where it's nice and warm. But Paul's got over 100 cars on show in 2 showrooms. A car showroom and a truck showroom. Just come to Barrie and see the show for yourself.
We'll make a believer out of you.
Paul Sadlin Motors, Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, Cadillac, 550 Bayfield Street, Barrie.
You'll get it. Do it one more time. I got it. Fever. We got it too. Fever. Fever? We got the fever for the flavor of a Pringle. Fever. It's that deep fried taste. Fever. It's that crispy crunch. Fever. Wow, now I've got it. Fever. We got the fever for the flavor of a Pringle. Fever. Fever.
Ooey, gooey, tasty, spicy, ooey, gooey, good. Pan pizza. Hot Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut and nothing but sloppy, slippy, hoppy, drippy, ooey, gooey, good. Pan pizza.
Pizza Hut presents the Great Movie Giveaway. Get 2 movie passes free when you order a large pan pizza and a pitcher of Pepsi. Free movies now playing at your favorite neighborhood Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut and nothing but.
Welcome, everyone. Oh, my goodness. I hope everybody's doing all right. This Thursday, we are past the hump, folks. Yeah, I know. It's been a minute, guys. Mistaken Reaper, 22, member for 2 months. Welcome to Logic. Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Appreciate that, Mistaken Reaper. Welcome. So I'm totally, like I was saying in chat, I'm totally winging it here today. I mean, I'm gonna go over Betty's stuff, but I don't have timestamps or anything like for when she said this awful, horrible thing about Ethan Chapin's family. But we're just gonna go through it because people, I mean, at this point, we know that with Betty, you could just play the stuff and it'll be fine. So so that's what we're gonna do. And I do have a clip channel that clipped her because she says this stuff and then the next day she apologizes, and then like it's like the worst apology. It's such a Betty apology. It's the funniest shit in the world. So, and I haven't hung out with you guys in a few days, man, and I just figured we would kick it a little bit today. Laugh at Life, welcome to Logic. Hippieporium, member for 4 months, welcome to Logic. Thank you for the clever delivery of your humor. Well, thank you. That's very kind. So let's just get started here. Yeah, let's let's just get started, man. I'm really right now extremely relaxed. I got my Rick and Morty pen, and I rushed home from the gym. I burned so many calories today, dude. Like, there's no doubt. We're talking a 4-mile round trip walk, and I did legs, chest, arms, ridiculous. And so after a really hot shower, I feel fantastic. Now I haven't eaten yet. But I'll eat later. It'll be fine. Because I'm not eating anything like packed with calories. I've been eating. So I got this, man, I hit the jackpot. So I got this, what I've been eating lately, because I'm trying to cut some weight. What I've been eating lately is I got like this chicken salad, like canned chicken, you know, canned white meat chicken, you know what I mean? To make chicken salad, you know, like it comes like the tuna comes in. But I got this mayonnaise that is made with avocado oil. So it's like really good for you. You know what I mean? And like there's bad fats and there's good fats, and you want the good fats, and avocado oil is one of those good fats. It's super expensive, but it's like, yeah. It's like, I mean, for a squeezable, like, here's some honey. So about this size, squeezable bottle of that mayonnaise is like $11. But totally worth it because, you know, I chop up some onions, I hard boil some eggs, I chop those up, I put those in there, I give the yolks to the dogs, and it's, you know, guilt-free, and there's like no bad fat, low calorie, and just really tasty. And I got these no carb little tortillas, right? They're like yay big. So I'm making like these little chicken salad tacos with no carbs. It's amazing, bro. Amazing. So just I was really excited about that, so I thought I'd share that. I just totally pulled a Betty, like really, like I know, like I'm sitting here talking about shit where you guys are just like, nobody gives a fuck, dude. But anyway, we'll start the Betty stream. Here we go.
Of this case, it's going to be the expert witnesses and this digital forensic evidence. For anybody that's been on this channel for any significant amount of time, there was a few things that happened. When we saw the Brett Payne affidavit for the first time
What's with the fucking music?
and read it on here, one, we were ridiculously shocked about the whole Dylan Mortensen revelation. It was not expected. You see what I'm saying? Like, that threw us a curveball, and we were on that topic for, I want to say, a couple months. Now we're at this point in this case, and so we're looking at this and we're like scratching our heads, like, all this stuff we read months ago. We haven't really referred to it much. I mean, we've referred to it, but we haven't read it again. We haven't gone through it in detail with all this.
That's because, first of all, whenever you do that, you always get it wrong. Steph B, welcome. You always get the shit wrong. And there's no new information in this case. Like, you're only talking about it because the whole rest of the world is fucking talking about it. And most of the rest of the world is only talking about it because most of the rest of the world is talking about it. Because there's nothing new. Like, they either got a case or they don't. We'll find out when it goes to trial. Like, I just can't sit here and consume my brain with a case where I already have all of the information. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't.
All this new information. We started seeing numbers and dates, like June 23rd, 2022, and we're all scratching our butts saying, why are they looking at June 23rd? Well, we just found out. This is on page 16. It says on December 20th. Look at it. We haven't read it again. We haven't gone through it in detail with all this new information. We started seeing numbers and dates, like June 23rd, 2022.
Dude, like, what the fuck is with this music? Like, what is happening? I'm not going to keep it on slow mode forever. I just wanted to hear her say this shit coming up in slow mo. Because it tickles me.
Scratching our butts saying, why are they looking in June 23rd? June 23rd. Looking in June 23rd. Looking in June 23rd.
You need to shut the fuck up.
This is on page 16. It says on December 23rd, 2022, I was granted a search warrant for Koberger's channel for our coffee on June 23rd. Well, happy Wednesday to all. I just got done doing a live on the Bullhorn Betty channel for our coffee club. If you have not had an opportunity to view one of our lives, please consider coming and joining our coffee club. That's Monday through Friday from 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 in the morning, and I hope to see you there. We are covering the case of the Idaho Four, and this is 4 University of Idaho students that were slain in their off-campus housing on the outskirts of the University of Idaho in their sleep on November 13th in the early morning hours between 4 a.m. and 4:20. On December 30th, Bryan Kohberger was arrested and charged with this heinous crime. Many people have learned a lot about Bryan Kohberger since December 30th when he was arrested. I had the opportunity of being on location the day he was named as the person responsible for these crimes. And we were outside of his Steptoe apartment when they were
on location, bro.
Law enforcement was serving the search warrant as well.
So, yeah, translation. I was out there complaining about the cold the entire time. I was giving a weather report and sucking at that on top of everything else. But it's okay, Betty. It's okay. Look, here we go. There you go.
We've had a lot of questions related to the Brett Payne affidavit, and we've received the redacted and sealed documents from AT&T, which had more questions than answered by the time we were done reviewing the search warrant. Since then, we have learned some information this morning on the Coffee Club. 3rd, 2022, pursuant to a search warrant, I received records of 8458 phone from AT&T. These records indicate that the 8458 phone is subscribed to Brian.
I love the we always. It's like, who? God damn it! Like, who is this team? Who is the team? Like, I have to know.
Koberger at an address in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, and the account has been open since, check this out, June 23rd, 2022. June 23rd, 2022 is when his phone has been open. Could this be the reason why we have these AT&T wireless numbers? Could this be from phones that they acquired during the search and would like to know who owned those phones? Could this be other Brian Koberger's past phones that they need information on? There's a lot of stuff here that is starting to kind of make sense with these search warrants.
JB, thanks for always bringing me laughter, Will. Thanks for being here. I'm just laughing myself. I mean, this shit is just too funny. This lady's unreal. Like, I don't even know what she's going to say, and I could tell. I mean, this is like reaching for content. Think about it. Like, gives a fuck about the phones. You're not going to find anything out about the phones. You know what I mean? Could this be this? Could this be that? I mean, yeah, it could be fucking anything.
Search warrants. Primarily, this most recent one from AT&T, where it doesn't state any roommates, doesn't state any victims, and it doesn't state Brian specifically. It's stating that they need information on wireless number blank for a subscriber, which is unknown at the time of this request. And when we read the Brett Payne affidavit, we find out that Brian Koberger actually opened his phone account that he went to Wazoo with. The 8458 phone was opened under contract with AT&T or Burner, you know, month to month, again, on June 23rd, 2022. This is on page 16. It says, on December 23rd, 2022, I was granted a search warrant for Koberger's historic CSLI from June 23rd, 2022. And as we learned, June 23rd, 2022 is the date.
Why does she keep saying it like that? June 23rd, 2022. 2022.
Brian Koberger opened his phone account with AT&T. Look at what dates they're looking for. Right? What dates are they looking for? Look at that. The date he opened his AT&T account. Now that June 23rd, 2022 time now makes sense. Right? We couldn't understand why June 23rd, 2022. Well, we have to go back to the Brett Payne affidavit.
2022.
And the Brett Payne affidavit tells us that Brian Koberger opened his phone account on June 23rd, 2022. So now you understand. So June 23rd is now we're now starting to realize why we're looking at June 23rd. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to the search warrant, I received the historical resources.
Oh.
This happened on him being pulled over happened on the 21st. 22. So according on page 10, on page 10 of the Brett Payne date on the AT&T search warrant stuff. I agree that there's a lot of stuff as information is coming out that a lot of people are going to be mimicking. But one thing I didn't see on here.
All right, hold on a second.
At the weather forecast this morning, just seeing what it's like today. But for the most part, it looks like it's going to be a great, beautiful day for many people to be out. I know school for many people across the country is out, so you guys have children with you. You're not having to worry about waking them up unless they got to go to summer school. Oops, right? So it's that time of the year. It's really pretty. A lot of people are heading out to the beaches, the parks, and everything else. So I hope if you guys are up and at it and don't have to work today, get out of the house. It's going to be a pretty day. It's going to be a pretty day. And for the areas that's not going to be so pretty, get out early, right? Get out before the rain comes in. Get out before the rain comes in. So anyways, good morning. The Real Me Too. First to say good morning to Bullhorn, Betty, and Chat, followed by Jennifer and Mama Llama. It's nice to see you, Mama Llama. Good morning, Miss Karen Davis. I hope you are doing well across the pond. Aurora Don.
Bro, like she's really trying here, isn't she? Like she's she's trying to like revamp like how she delivers her content while she's live.
Good morning, Jenny from the block. It's nice to see you over here this morning. And who do we have? We got Cranky Pants bright and early this morning, waking up on the right side of the bed. She decided to throw her Cranky Pants away and put on the Happy Pants this wonderful Wednesday morning. She's going to dance right into the weekend. Tip it back, 88. It's nice to see you. Van Lady.
Does she think she's on fucking TV?
To see you as well. 10, 10, 10. Crystal, good morning.
What's with this fucking weird fucking Good Morning America vibe she's got going on? That's like, it's just not convincing. She's too angry of a person. With like, the thing is, we already know, you know what I mean? Like, the cat's out of the bag. You know what I mean? Like, that flies when you haven't had meltdown after fucking meltdown on the same goddamn channel at the same time of day. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't, you know what I mean? It's just, there's no way anybody's going to buy that. You know, I get it. I get like having like wanting to have a pleasant disposition when you're doing live streams. It's a little more attractive. You know, if you're delivering, you know, your words articulately and flowingly, for lack of a better term that I can't think of right now because my vocabulary sucks. But but the thing is this happy-go-lucky I'm happy Betty. It's like we already know how angry you really are, though. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't fly. That's not that's not convincing at all.
Pittsburgh Nurse, nice to see you. Oh my gosh, I think someone gifted me a membership. You were probably right. We've been having just a plethora. It's been raining memberships over here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Thank you to all my gifters, by the way.
Plethora. Cat Healer, she missed her calling as a weather girl. No, she didn't. Like, sitting there and going, oh, it's cold. That's not a weather person, bro. That's not reporting. No. It's cold. It's going to be pretty today. Get out of the house.
Way, you guys are beautiful. You are wonderful. And Pittsburgh Nurse is now officially saying thank you. It's nice to see you. Sean, good morning, my love. Oh, lady. Oh, nice to see you in the house.
Yeah, y'all are fucked up.
Who else do we have? Robert's girl. Good morning. Good morning, Pebbles. Broken Stiletto, nice to see you as well. I think I got through everybody so far. We've got about 80, well, just popped up to 92 people in the chat so far. So go out there and give the old Bullhorn Betty a thumbs up as you make your way in this morning. We're going to go ahead and start with our beloved Language of Letting Go book. It's got a good message, a surprising one that
She's still fucking going through that goddamn book that she doesn't like interpret correctly ever.
Was taken back by, right? So we're always hearing, don't squander today, right? Tomorrow's never promised, right? And it puts so much pressure on us, right? Like, we have amazing amounts of pressure on us from we just don't have time. We have all this stuff that we need to get done. Just, a lot of stuff. And there's never enough time to do it. So we wind our clock a little too tight, right? How many are guilty of that? I know I am. I am absolutely guilty of that. I have done that many, many times. Good morning. I missed some people. I guess I didn't go down far enough. Megan.
What the fuck? Did she like get laid and then have like an espresso enema? Like, what is going on with her right now, bro? Like, why is she so fucking peppy?
Elsa?
It's weird.
Elsa, good morning. Jennifer is already saying yay. Manifesting, nice to see you. Sonia, I didn't get to say good morning to you, love. So good morning, Sonia, and coffee is my first word. Good morning. Lisa K, good morning. Midnight Nurse Carla, good morning. And I actually think I forgot to say thank you for a couple people. The other day, I guess I was closing out. I was ending my live and somebody popped in, Carla, and threw a super chat out for $20. I didn't get an opportunity to tell you thank you. Thank you so much. There was a few gift memberships that I also overlooked, so I apologize about that. And a few people came in yesterday and did something on the channel yesterday, and I forgot to say thank you for that. I try to stop and thank for all the channel sponsors for each segment, and sometimes I fall a little short. So I apologize if I miss you. Thank you so much for all your love and support over here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. And so, we're getting into this thing where tomorrow's never promised. We are limited on time, and it just
what's with this fucking life coach bullshit she's trying to pull right now? Like, bro, ¿qué carajo está pasando con la cara esa, bro? What is happening with your fucking face, bro? Like, what did you snort before that stream?
Winds us up, and sometimes we just don't think, right? We just don't think. We don't do. And then we start jamming ourselves up and shutting down because, oh my God, we have so much stuff to do and not enough time to do it. Which instead, you've got all the time you need, right? It's hard. It's hard to think you got all the time you need. What do they mean by that? Our time is limited. Our time is short. If we believe our relationship or our jobs are finite situations, then it becomes easy to feel stressed if things don't go the way we planned in the time frame we expected. The promotion doesn't come in time, and now our careful career is off track, and the relationship problems become huge, dramatic monsters, a series of issues that eat away every spare minute. But if we believe that we are living in an infinite time, stress begins to dissipate. If I don't get the promotion this week, maybe I'll get it next month.
Chronicles of the Shady just kept it simple. Fuck you, Betty. Oh my God. Thank you, Chronicles of the Shady. Like, I don't understand this whole, and dude, when people, that's a red flag to me. Anybody who like has a book that is not the Bible and that they're constantly fucking referring to, like they act like that book is their Bible, and it's really fucking weird to me. Like, she's always looking at passages. Now, there's one book that I would recommend to do that with besides the Bible. I mean, I'm not even recommending the Bible. I'm just saying it's the Bible. The Bible is full of stories that can be applied to almost any problem you have. That is why the Bible is the #1 bestseller of all time. Always has been, always will be. And it's because there's something you can always refer to in the Bible, no matter what your beliefs are. There's a story in the Bible that you can, relate to your own life to some degree, right? There's a passage that there's always a passage that you can apply to whatever trials and tribulations you're going through. I think that that's fair to say. But now, one book I would recommend doing that with is The Art of War, Sun Tzu. The Art of War is, you could just you could randomly open the book and then see a passage and be like, word. You know what I mean? Just randomly, just right away, you're like, word, hell yeah. But when it's these like self-help books, I can't, dude. I don't understand I mean, it's always funny to me too. It's very funny to me when people read The Art of War and they get it all wrong and they misinterpret what the fuck the point of these things are. Which is just something Betty and Molly are both just notorious for.
Who knows? I may not even want it by then. Some of those big, monstrous relationship issues just sort themselves out if they're not constantly held under a magnifying glass. And the moments spent with our loved ones become more enjoyable because we're continuously working on those relationships. When we behave in a finite scale, we can get so wrapped up in the details of the moments that we can't free ourselves to enjoy the next moments. When we start living in an infinite plane, it's easier to relax and let the universe carry us down the river, bring us to all the lessons and joy that we need. God, help me relax and know that the situation,
I don't know, man. I think Betty might have gas. Warning.
Doesn't come to pass.
Warning.
If the situation doesn't come to pass today, eventually it will work itself out. And I've got all the time I need, right? That's why I said today's message was going to be a little different. It was a little shocking for me. I have to be honest. But wow, it does make sense. We're always under the gun.
Oh my God.
We need to free ourselves from being under the gun, right? We need to free ourselves from being under the gun. Who do we have? PB and J, good morning. It's nice to see you in here, love. Southern Grammy Wolf, I see you. Brandy, it's nice to see you. Sean, thank you so much, love. Great to have you. I think I said hi to Mama Llama. I hope. If I didn't, good morning,
my
Mama
God,
Llama.
Betty.
It's nice to see you. Jennifer, nice to see you as well. So there's been some weird stuff. Like, I do a lot of research. I've been doing a lot of work. Even last night, I didn't even stop working yesterday until like 8 or 8:30 at night. I was exhausted. I was just totally exhausted. Of course, I went to the dentist. I thought I was going to get bad news, which I did kind of get bad news, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought I was going to have a crown. Good news is I don't need a crown. Bad news is it's still going to cost a lot, right?
Oh my God.
I hate the dentist. I hate the dentist. So it looks like I've got like 3 or 4 different sessions that I need to go to the dentist for. And it starts Monday. And I'm not going to be a happy camper, right? I'm not going to be a happy camper. But definitely better news than I thought it was going to be. So, hey, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it in the win column. I'll take it in the win column. What else do we have going on? But oh yeah, so anyways, I'm reading, I'm doing some research last night, trying to figure out, what direction I want to go for the show. And then I'm getting up this morning and I'm doing some additional research and everything.
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care.
Exactly.
Stuff like that. And then I'm like,
exactly,
come across some
Charlie.
weird stuff. I gotta be honest with you. I come across some weird stuff while I'm doing some research, this is Hawk News Nation, but I still never heard it. I have to be honest. Chat is glitching. Chat is glitching this morning. What's going on with chat? Good morning, Kim. It's nice to see you. I just want to make sure. I know I've got it on 30-second delay. Let me see if I can turn that off, the 30-second delay. Maybe it'll let me. I'm not sure. But I had a 30-second delay on here just to help with some. Oh, it won't let me do that. It won't let me make any changes. Hopefully it's not going to do too much to it. So, our health is excellent. I forgot to add products.
Well, he can't outsmart me.
Yeah,
because I'm a moron.
Stuff up in here. I didn't even add products. What? We'll add you over here. We'll have our Clout Chaser glass. If you guys have not had a beer, a cocktail, or something out of one of our Clout Chaser glasses, your beer doesn't taste right. I'm just going to tell it like that. Your beer doesn't taste right unless it is being drank out of
You
Bullhorn
big dummy.
Clout Chaser glass. I don't know what it is about the glass, but it makes everything taste better. It makes everything taste better. What can I say? It won't let me change off the 30-second delay. I don't know. Beer doesn't taste right unless it is being drank out of Bullhorn Betty Clout Chaser glass. I don't know what it is about the glass, but it makes everything taste better. It makes everything taste better. What can I say? It won't let me change off the 30-second delay, unfortunately, on this live stream. So if we have something glitching going on, I really do apologize about that. I'm having to leave and come back in when it glitches. It helps a little.
Shut
Do
up!
something. Give me just a second. Let me see what we can do here. Might be. I'm just going to refresh everything. So if I got to click out just for a second, let me click out for just a second and see what's going on here. I want to go there. Jeez. Okay. I hate when my keyboard doesn't want to work with my computer. Yeah, it's not going to let me fix it. Let me go over here and see if I can do something with the chat. Give me just a second. All right, give me just a second. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. It'll be about 2 seconds, and then I'll be back.
No? Still? Did you get it?
Okay. Is that any better? Did it do anything to help?
No.
Either way, we're just going to have to deal with it. Good morning, Steffers. Good morning. Actually, while Steffers is here, I might as well break the news. I'm going to be over on Steffers' channel on Friday at 10, I believe.
Oh my God.
So, you guys have signed up for Steffers' channel. Consider going over there and signing up. I don't know what we're talking about. I guess I'll find out on Friday, but be there, be square. Good morning, Samantha. It's nice to see you here this morning, silly guys.
Oh my
Look
God.
at what you made her. What does it say? Made her do. It's a YouTube glitch. And mainly messes with iPhones, I heard. Okay, so just Samantha's got some. Everybody what disrupted Bullhorn Betty's chat? It's a YouTube glitch. It's a YouTube glitch. So thank you. our resident knowledge gal. I don't have to call you just Samantha. I don't know what to call you. That's cool. Breaking news: there are 6 people killed in Chicago again after the copycat. I'll have to look into that. I haven't heard that. That's not what I'm. But I'm interested in Illinois.
You'll get it,
if you want to send me some articles on it, you can send it to the Bullhorn Betty or bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Bullhornbetty@gmail.com. BULLHORNBETTY@GEGMAIL.com. There we go. Score. No. Oh Lord, it's nice to see you guys. It's nice to see you. April, good to have you. Yes, no problem, no problem. So Steph's been conspiring and colluding with me behind the scenes to get me on her channel. So we agreed Friday will be it. So
Where do you get these fucking idiots, huh? Where do you get them?
No embarrassing questions. So anyways, part of this stuff when I get set up, do reviews. Because I mean, to be honest with you, I've literally killed several trees, covering the Idaho 4. Like there's like not
that must be exhausting.
in the world that I get things that are just thick. And so I'm constantly reviewing documents. I'm constantly looking at them. I'm constantly researching them, researching the law. And so I have several killed trees on my desk.
No, you're not. Stop it.
But some of this stuff just shocks me when I'm doing the research, when I'm on here and I'm looking and stuff like that. And this is no different. And I didn't even hear about this case. I didn't.
Bro,
you're lying. And you're a piece of shit.
Hear about this case whatsoever. And this happened in the state of Florida, right? This literally happened here in the state of Florida. It's Sarah Boone. And maybe I heard about it in passing, possibly, right? But it was definitely before I became like a major true crime, nerd on YouTube. Like, like this is back when I was probably working for a law firm or God knows, might have been the real estate. I have no idea. But anyways, I was reading this and I'm like, holy crap! Like this is here. Let me just play this. I know I can play this. Hold on. No, this is about something else. Let me see if I can refresh this.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
this whole thing in here, but when you keep it up, it just moves from one to the next. Here we go. Yeah, this is it. So we'll hear a little commercial and then we'll get started. If I can get my
you need to shut the fuck up.
So how did you like that?
Loved it. I want to ride that horse again sometime. Ooh,
but I can't hear it.
Old Steve Rambo.
They were ecstatic, right? It's their new condo. It's their new place.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
New place, fresh start. Get to put your stuff wherever you want. Rejig stuff.
We're gonna have to fast forward. I don't like how she starts.
And that was probably.
Right? No. Wait.
What do you mean?
Wait.
The truth about their really hot new place that they just moved into. It was a murder scene. Yeah,
that would kind of tick me off a little bit. I don't think it's that
place
cool.
where Princess Sarah Boone zipped her boyfriend George right there into that suitcase in the corner of the room, and then laughed and taunted him and videotaped it as he slowly had the life snuffed.
Sorry guys, it's not. The computer's not cooperating with me this morning. I apologize. So it's going to be all over the place. Can't get my long story. Anyways, that is correct. So this lady got drunk. No lie. Now I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she managed to do this. But this lady, she was under the influence of alcohol, apparently a lot of alcohol, and she tied her boyfriend up. Well, I don't know how. This is where I'm confused at. Now this is not a laughing matter. A man lost his life. It's very, very sad. But
she didn't tie him up.
It's just one of those weird cases. It's weird. Like, how did this lady zip tie her boyfriend, which his name was Jorge? How did she zip tie him? First, she obviously restrained him. And how was she able to get him in the suitcase?
He was not tied up.
Like, that is the part I don't understand. I don't think people realize suitcases, they're not breathable. Suitcases typically have, repellent and stuff like that. So when you're out there and you're running in the rain with your suitcase, water's not seeping into your suitcase and soaking everything. So it sounds like she was really drunk. She got him into this suitcase. They must have been fighting or something like that. And she left him and went and fell asleep. And he suffocated.
Like, we just listened to this fucking idiot talk about how much research she does. Okay. Now, what she's referring to right now is the Sarah Boone case. And she hasn't gotten anything right. Like, she's sitting here talking about how she does all of this research and she hasn't gotten shit right. It's incredible.
So she's being tried. But anyways, apparently, these people moved in. This is what sparked this whole entire conversation about Miss Boone, is the fact that people are moving into her old place, and the neighbors are just like, hi, do you know what happened in your apartment? Like, and these people are a little shocked because they weren't told, right? So it's not really a case that we're covering. It was just one that I thought I'd bring up because, quite frankly, I wasn't expecting to come across it.
You suck.
And the crazy thing is, it's happening here in Florida. Listen, it's like right here.
You're really brave moving in there. To which they responded, what do you mean? And that's when they learned the truth about their really hot new place that they just moved into. It was a murder scene.
I don't know what it is about Ashley Banfield. Even like this intro and stuff, I just don't like her. It's like, get on with it, lady. Like, you got nothing better than this to say? I gotta come up with 1,000 things to say.
See, you gotta be a fucking idiot, dude. Like, why are you taking Ashley Banfield seriously? She's not even expected to be taken seriously. Like, she's a tabloid journalist. There's nothing. I mean, it's very, very simple. Like it's clear as day that Ashley Banfield is a tabloid journalist based on what she's talking about. She's talking about neighbors moving into the. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Only weird people actually give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about anybody living in that apartment. I mean, I care about the trial. I care about whether or not she's gonna get away with this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm curious as to what kind of case they have against her. But I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not. I don't give a shit about the neighbors, bro. That's tabloid shit.
I'm no longer adulting today. I'm no longer adulting today. I'm going to be a child, and I don't like Ashley Banfield, and I want to pull her pigtails. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was a murder scene. It was the place where police say Sarah Boone zipped her boyfriend, George.
Ashley Banfield seems all zannied out.
Right there into that suitcase in the corner of the room. And then laughed and taunted him and videotaped it as he slowly had the life snuffed out of him. Suffocated, died in that suitcase. Tonight, for the first time, I'm going to take you inside that home because those new tenants have been kind enough to invite us in and show us.
They're
I agree with you, Gina Marie. There's definitely a Letitia-esque vibe to those letters to a certain degree.
Inside the home. We're not going to go inside them. I'm not going to go inside. It's just a little too much for me. Just a little too much for me.
How is that?
So
what do you mean? That's the what?
Listen here. I'm still trying to find this document. I don't know where it's at. I'm looking on the docket. It's because I did have. You know, it's one of those things when you haven't seen it, you want to know where it is and you want to review it for yourself. You want to review it with your own eyes and everything.
You mean like the evidence of the video that you were just, I mean, they were just going to show the video. The evidence, the strongest evidence they have against this woman. And you were like, not interested.
Like that. And for whatever reason, I personally cannot find this in any of the documents because it's leaving the King Road property. He was pulled over. Provides us a little more detail, especially in the timeline of Bryan Kohberger. This is good. So, and I've been trying to go through, you know, when I go through some of this stuff, I agree that there's a lot of stuff as information is coming out that a lot of people are going to be mimicking. But one thing I didn't see on here moving forward was the correlation between these, showing why. You know, we're talking about this weird June 23rd, 2022 timeframe, and nobody understands why are they looking that. And even the August 1st, I can't figure that out because even according to this, you know, this Brett Payne affidavit, you got
you can't even figure out your fucking internet. What are you talking about? Like
you got some issues. I mean, not issues that are going to hinder the state in any way, but you've got some issues here. They're painting a clear picture. And not only that, they have him in and around the King Road residence and then arrest him 2 minutes after he leaves, according to his historical data. This is going to be huge. This is why I tell everybody, it's not going to be Dylan Mortensen. It's not going to be Bethany Funk. That is the maker and breaker of this case. It's going to be the expert witnesses and this digital forensic evidence. This is what.
Dude, everyone knows that, bro. Like, first of all, people shouldn't even be talking about Bethany Funk or Dylan Mortensen at all. That's no, they're not even, they shouldn't even be a factor. We have no fucking idea what they know. They're being dragged into this. And I mean, and then everybody gives Bethany Funk this shit because she got a lawyer. I mean, that's what you do. That's what you do.
This is what's going to seal the fate of Bryan Kohberger. And I'm glad I'm standing on the right side. And I know it's true. I know it's true. Like I'm already walking, like my stuff don't speak over here because I already know how this is going to work when it comes to this specific issue.
Yet you've been wrong about everything in regards to that case and every other case you talk about. But you've been wrong about everything about that case. I watched you in Idaho speculate on the most ridiculous bullshit, throwing mud at anywhere and hoping it sticks. And by anywhere, I mean people who were potentially victims in this whole thing. People who lost loved ones. And you made these implications like somebody was in cahoots. I mean, it's gross, dude. Like, and you do this all the time, and now you're up here going, "Well, I'm not totally sure. This part I'm not sure if I can figure out."
When it comes to this specific issue. So I know I'm going to prevail there. East toast. Nowhere to run and hide anymore. The evidence is a mile long. Easy E, yes, exactly. It is very much a mile long. And whenever we read the Brett Payne, for anybody that's been on this channel for any significant amount of time, there was a few things that happened. When we saw the Brett Payne affidavit for the first time and read it on here, one, we were ridiculously shocked about the whole Dylan Mortensen revelation. It was not expected. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but there was nothing to that. See, that's the issue right there. Everybody was, I read the fucking thing, you know? I read the fucking thing and I was like, and after everybody started talking about, oh my God, I can't believe she didn't call 911. She saw him. Dude, there were so many things about that particular scenario that are so vague. There's no way to jump to a conclusion that she should have called 911 at the time. There's nothing. I don't see how. Dude, what do you mean? I could just sit here and name you scenarios. I did that. I could just sit here and name you possibilities as to why she didn't feel like there was any reason to panic.
That threw us a curveball, and we were on that topic for, I want to say, a couple months, talking about the 911 call, talking about why it took 8 hours to make that 911 call, what was going on inside that home for that time, why did they call a friend? That Brett Payne affidavit took us in a totally different way at that moment. But now we're here. Now we're at this point in this case. And so we're looking at this, and we're like scratching our heads like, all this stuff we read months ago. We haven't really referred to it much. I mean, we've referred to it, but we haven't read it again. We haven't gone through it in detail with all this new information. And so, like, even Friday, when we were going over these new documents, these new sealed and redacted.
Wasn't that you, Sinner? Everybody thought it was me that called her. And I didn't even think you were trolling her. I think you were, like, trying to ask legit questions. But, yeah, I think that was you that called.
Orders and seeing if we can get anything out of them. We started seeing numbers and dates like June 23rd, 2022. And we're all scratching our butts saying, why are they looking at June 23rd? Well, we just found out. Because he opened his phone account on June 23rd, 2022. So even though this AT&T, because this AT&T makes no reference of Bryan Kohberger, it makes no reference of the victims, it makes no reference of the surviving roommates, but it does reference a date. And that date, if you cross references, it goes right back to Bryan Kohberger. So it is of my opinion that this AT&T is actually looking for a second phone for Bryan Kohberger. I truly do believe.
Wow. Dude, who gives a fuck? Like, why are you acting like you just... Thank you, Calamity Jade. What was the question going to be? I don't know.
I truly do believe they are fishing for a second phone from Bryan Kohberger.
I mean,
and there's my receipts on why I made that leap. Okay, showed receipts, provided analysis. See if it's right. Let's see if it's right.
They probably already have the fucking phone.
What else do I have here? I got a few other things that are going to be nothing quite as impactful as that. That was kind of like, the revelation, because we're assuming that
there's no revelation there. What are you talking about?
Search warrant was for Bryan Kohberger. We're assuming that we had no information to provide us any foundation to make that assertion. Well, here's now some foundation to provide that assertion. We've got the fact that, it's on my information is on the Brett Payne affidavit. You're going to get part of my answer on page 10 and the rest of that on page 16. If you read it yourself, you'll be able to follow the facts and understand why I'm stating that the AT&T search warrant is fishing for a second phone for Bryan, a second, possibly third phone for Bryan Kohberger.
Fishing.
So this should be interesting. It should be interesting.
No, it's not. It's not that interesting. It's going to be one thing on a pile of other pieces of evidence that the prosecution is going to present, and it still might not even be enough. So I keep telling y'all, don't be shocked. Don't be surprised if there's not if this guy gets acquitted.
And I started going through because, like I said, I couldn't find the whole fact thing that we saw on that Twitter. I just didn't see that. So this is really the only supplemental memorandum on the camera in this case, and I don't see the fact. Like they had introduction. Like I just don't see the facts. So this is not the same document that they were posting, but this is the only document I can see. And again, I very well could be.
She's always way
just
off
not seeing the document. There is a lot of documents on here, but definitely. The one that's posted with Bryan's response on it, I can't find it on the docket. I don't know how that lady got it.
Bro, there's like nothing that's released since this gag order came into play. And when these things happen, you always know the dipshits who just sit there and scour through the shit that everybody's already gone through a million times and then try to make something out of nothing. Like all the time.
Got it. And she's saying it's public record, but the crazy part is it's not public record that I can find. I don't know if Bryan Kohberger's defense team has responded related to the cameras.
Bro, that's because you can't even Google, bro. Like this child that went missing and was found safe in Rogersville. Like you're going over it. And he was already found safe, and that shit didn't even come up in your Google. And you're sitting there putting your phone in the camera. Look. Like, why can't you Google? I don't understand.
It's being alleged on a Twitter feed that he did, but I think it's fake because I can't find it, and I don't want to say that because again, it could just be that I'm not looking in the right spot. But I really just can't find it. And I would think at this point, I mean, I can pull crap out of a Brett Payne affidavit that I haven't looked at in months, but I can't seem to find this document. Oh, where is it? I can't seem to find this particular document. The one that says facts here and Mr. Kohberger and all this other stuff. And again, I don't see I don't see this typically in pleadings where they're putting actual physical screenshots inside the pleading. They usually say, please refer to exhibit A, B, C, D, something like that, or exhibit 1, 2, 3. It's usually A, B, C, D. But you never know. But I'm telling you, I have not seen this document. I think I've reviewed just about every single document in this case. So if I'm missing this or it's on there and it's a rattlesnake and would have bitten me, send it to me. Please send it to me so I can corroborate this information. I need to know the document name. I need to know where I can find it on the docket. I need to find this. But this to me doesn't look right. I'm not saying that it's that they don't do this. I'm just telling you I've never seen it personally myself that they put exhibits inside the pleading. That's all I'm saying. And cold iciness, I don't even know. I don't know. Let's see what else we got. Oh, yeah. It's crazy. You can't even go to a graduation anymore. You can't even go to a graduation anymore without this nonsense. I really do believe that they're trying to push gun control so bad that they are literally putting our people. I'm sorry. I will be a conspiracy theorist on that. If people have a problem with it, oh well. Oh well. Not my problem. It's not my problem at all. A lot of new stories are coming out. I haven't had a chance to look into them yet, but I will make sure that I review them and start getting some videos out. So if you guys haven't updated, I'm just keeping that up there because I want you guys to see what's going on in Virginia. Lots of bad stuff going on out there. Guys, I know we haven't spent very much time together. We usually do 2 hours. I know it's hump day and everything like that. I do have a lot of well, I might as well go through some of this stuff with you guys real quick. Hold on. Give you guys some updates while you're looking at that. Satterfield family attorney files response to Murdaugh's attempt to rescind the confession. And this is related to Alex Murdaugh, and it's in Colleton County, South Carolina. Many of you guys know we were out there to follow this particular case when he was being tried for first-degree murder of his wife and his son. And their attorney representing the family of Alex Murdaugh's former housekeeper announced that they recently filed a memorandum opposing Alex Murdaugh's recent motion to rescind confession he made regarding Gloria Satterfield's death. Bland Richter, right there, I can't pronounce his name, announced the filing statement. Bland Richter is pleased to announce that it has filed the Satterfield's memorandum in opposition and motion for sanctions to Alex Murdaugh's motion to be relieved from his judgment he gave to the Satterfield in the amount of $4.3 million on May 2022. In his motion, Murdaugh advanced what he alleges are novel legal theories, what say they are nonsensical as to why he should be allowed to dishonor the $4.3 million judgment. He confessed to the Satterfields having stolen the money that they were to receive in the death of their mother from Lloyd's of London and Nautilus Insurance Company. He passed memorandum in opposition and taking down the house of Murdaugh brick by brick, exposing that he lied. He tried to play the public and the courts by trafficking more half-truths and misrepresentation to the court. The memorandum speaks for itself, and we look forward to future hearings on the merits of the issues that they raised. The latest filing was in response to Murdaugh's motion to petition the court to vacate the judgment because, according to the filing, if the insurance company that initially sent him the money obtains the judgment against him as they seek to retrieve it, the only effect it will reduce funds available to Mr. Murdaugh, many other victims. Oh, wow. The Satterfield boys, they are the victims as well. You know, I'm sorry that this guy was a con artist. Not my problem. Murdaugh's former housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, died in 2018 after allegedly falling at Murdaugh's Colleton County property. Satterfield's family received millions from a subsequent wrongful death suit. However, Murdaugh has later killed people with problems, kill people that don't know how to utilize a gun properly, accidentally kill people. But when types things like this, where people are gunned down, it is the evil of the person holding that gun, not the gun. We have never in this country blamed the car that hit the people and killed them. We blame the drunk driver. We need to start changing our theories on these guns. It is not the guns that are killing people. It's the people that are killing people. It's these evil people that can't handle life. They can't handle rejection. We are finding out it's our younger youth, our angry youth, because our schools are screwing with their heads so bad that our children can't even take rejection.
That's got nothing to fucking do with it. What the fuck are you talking about? See, I was fucking agreeing with her. I'm not even trying to lie. I was actually fucking agreeing with her up until she starts talking about the schools and shit. Like, that has nothing to fucking do with why the kids are shooting up the school. Like, I mean, isn't that kind of like victim blaming? If they're shooting up schools, you know what I mean? Like, how are you making the schools responsible?
Rejection anymore, because we're all winners out there. Life is all about being fair. You know, sorry, you're not getting that sympathy from me. You're not getting it. I see clearly. I can see what is going on with our children. And I'm not going to sit here and keep constantly blaming these guns. You want to know who's doing this? You want to know who's behind the curtain? Our government. That's who's behind all of it. Call me a conspiracy theory. I don't really care. I really don't care.
So the government's responsible for mass shootings. Wow.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But I can tell you I have a good understanding of what's going on in this country inside and out. And I can tell you that this is not right. These young kids, we hear it all the time. They're not prepared for the real life. They've been coddled, they've been weakened, and then they've been shoved out the door with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debts for years. They will never possibly acquire that money because, again, it was never about getting them the degree. It was about the indoctrination of the children. That's all it was about. That's why you have these baristas at Starbucks owing $200,000 for an education that they can never pay back. They'll never have a job to support that career or that certificate or, you know, whatever you want to call it, diploma. It was never about education. Never about education. So we've been monitoring the Adam Montgomery case, the Harmony Montgomery case. We know that the Adam Montgomery was in court recently. Stepmother took the trial or took the stand as a witness and appeared as a witness for the defense for Adam Montgomery. Surprise, not so much. She never did anything. She's just a drug addict, admitted drug addict. All she cared about was getting high. She's admitted that. All the people that they were hanging out with, like they even had kids dealing. Like she had her own kids living in this. Their trap house. The guy that was running their trap house had his kids living there. All these children around all these drugs, and Harmony Montgomery was murdered by her father, her biological father. It's just very sad. So it appears that they are taking this case seriously. They're getting them, both Kayla as well as Adam, on every little charge they can possibly get on. Right now, Adam Montgomery is in the hot seat for these guns. It sounds like he's going to be convicted of these gun charges. It seems like they have at least proven their case. So we'll monitor that. We watched, Kayla Montgomery go on the stand. For me, my opinion was she was under the influence of something. She was medicated. I don't think she was under the influence of unprescribed medication. I think she was prescribed whatever she was on, but you could definitely tell that she was very relaxed. She blinks really long. I just know people. I can tell when somebody's medicated. I can tell when they're not. Just like I could tell when Candace Bly was medicated when she was giving those interviews because of the way her body, the way she was blinking, the way her speech patterns were. You can tell a lot.
Bro,
you're lying. And you're a piece of shit.
So, also, I'm finding out from the East Idaho News that James Brenner, we got some more updates on James Brenner here. And so I just do occasionally, just some updates, go through some of the cases and look at possibly what transpired. And it says James Brenner, man accused of killing Dylan Rounds, appears in Utah court. So we're going to hear a commercial.
Kelly Canyon Resort has been proud to call the Bank of Commerce.
I wanted to give you guys an update. I know many people were interested in Dylan Rounds, the Dylan Rounds case. So this is that.
I'm Nate Eaton in Brigham City, Utah, where the man accused of killing Dylan Rounds appeared in this courthouse Monday afternoon. James Brenner is charged with aggravated murder and desecration of a human body. He limped into the courtroom wearing an orange jumpsuit, handcuffs, and cuffs around his ankles. His attorney asked Judge Brandon Maynard for co-counsel to be appointed in this case. Dylan's parents, Candace Cooley and Justin Rounds, were in the courthouse along with some other extended family members. Brenner was charged in March for Dylan's death, although there has been no discovery of his body. Dylan is still missing. He vanished a year ago over Memorial Day weekend in the remote town of Lucin, Utah. He was farming in the desert area when he vanished, and since then his parents have been working tirelessly to bring their son home. I asked what they thought when Brenner walked in the courtroom this afternoon.
He's despicable. His whole act of limping around, it's a complete act. It's not real. I don't know if it's so we think he's going to die and make him in some sort of deal or what, but he just wants people to feel sorry for him, and it's all an act.
I don't feel sorry for the man.
He just looks for attention to have people feel sorry for him. That's all I think. It's an act.
Now, Brenner is also facing federal charges in addition to the charges here in Box Elder County that are related to Dylan's death. That means anytime Box Elder County wants to hold a hearing with James Brenner here in this courthouse, they have to get the feds' approval, and that can take 6 weeks. Wow. So this has been a drawn-out process that is frustrating Dylan's parents. The next court appearance is scheduled for July 31st, when a preliminary hearing will be decided on whether to hold that preliminary hearing or whether that hearing will not be held. Of course, we will continue to stay up on top of it as Dylan's parents continue to search for any sign of their missing son. Reporting in Brigham City, Utah.
Well, we appreciate the update, Nate. So there you have it. There's the update that we have for James Brenner. I can understand his mom is she's a strong cookie. I feel so bad what she was put through.
She's a strong cookie.
Many know that I made some videos about an unscrupulous PI, and it was just because of what the Cooley family was going through. And those videos are still on my channel to this day. I will not remove them. I don't ever plan to remove them. And, God bless Dylan Rounds' family and everything that they have gone through in the fight. I love hearing these families fighting for their loved ones. And I'm sorry, it's frustrating for me. A lot of people don't understand why I'm not really covering Ethan Chapin's family very much. I did a whole story on Ethan Chapin. I actually went out to the area, went to the Tulip Farm. I went to his high school. We did a very thorough background on Ethan, where he came from, went to his summer jobs. We just had a good understanding of how they lived, how they grew up, where they grew up, everything. And so went out there and took the cameras and got some more information. The reason why I don't show it, the reason why I don't, is because I do respect, like the Chapin family has lost a loved one. They have lost a loved one. But my opinions are so strong on them not going to the trial that I can't cover, because I don't want to be disrespectful to a family that has lost so much, has lost a loved one. So I'm choosing not to cover the kids on fire. Literally, I even did the video of the book, The Boy That Wore Blue, everything. I won't. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm bowing out when it comes to them, and I'm just going to say this. I stand behind the Gonzalez. I stand behind Maddie Mogen. I stand behind Ethan Chapin as well. But I'm a fighter. I want somebody in my corner that's going to fight. I don't like weakness. I think weakness is counterproductive. If you can't even stand up and fight for somebody that took something so precious from you away, to not even go and stand in honor of your own son, I can't. Because what's going to end up happening is all of this is going to be turned around and being in negative light. For me, at the end of the day, I have no respect for it. I'm staying away from it. It's God bless them. I wish them the best on their journey. But I choose to have.
You're a
minds in my
little
day.
cunt.
Cheeks. Sorry. And I'm sure that that's going to be clipped and what I'm saying here is going to be manipulated and twisted around because the hate channels can't give an accurate fact whatsoever.
I haven't said a fucking word. I don't have to. Look what you just said. You just said that you are not going to support, that you don't support Ethan Chapin's family and their decision on how to deal with this situation. Who the fuck are you to even have an opinion on how these people deal with the loss of their son, their loved one?
Oi, cunt.
I do respect the family. The reason why I'm not covering them is because I don't want to be disrespectful, but I have a lot to say when it comes to what they're doing. But again, they have a right to make their own decision.
So what you're doing right now is you're sitting here being disrespectful. You're saying, I'm not going to talk about him because I don't want to be disrespectful. But by saying that, you're being really disrespectful because I have such strong opinions, like, what are you talking about? I don't understand how you're I don't understand how you're sitting here trying to convince people that you're being respectful to the family while disrespecting the family. I mean, come on.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Exactly, Ice. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Like, get your shit straight, Betty.
They lost enough. They've earned that right. If they choose not to go, they've earned that right. It doesn't change my opinion because I understand where they're coming from or anything. But I'm sorry. If something happened to my family would expect me to be there. My family would expect me to fight. Just like the Gonzalez family. That family is.
Fight how? Fight how exactly? What do you mean? Fight how? Maybe they just see the circus that the murder of their son has become, and maybe they just don't want to contribute to it. Maybe they don't want to be exposed to it any more than they absolutely have to. Why do they have to be in court? They don't have to do that. I mean, who the fuck are you? Like, why wouldn't they just have, I mean, it makes perfect sense to me that maybe they could be there for impact statements. Who knows? But whether they're there or not is exactly as you said, it's their right. But there's a reason why it's their right. It's not so much a legal right as it is just an ethical, moral right. They have the choice. They've earned the right to deal and grieve in their own way. Maybe they're simply forgiving people. Maybe they're Christian folks who are just like, we just want to move on. We know what happened. We want to move on. We'll read about it in the news, whatever, but they have every right to do that.
Family is America's family. That family has my utmost respect and attention. And, they could have been a united front. But I'm sorry, I don't respect anybody that just wants to let no fight. You don't care what happens. He's dead. He's gone. It's time to move on with life.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Any authentic victim advocate would I don't even know what number that is. I'm guessing 10 million. I don't know. Respect the victim's family decision and wishes. Any advocate would understand you don't supplant your own opinion and judge like that. Of course not. Right. It's our responsibility to support whatever the decisions they made. They're the ones with the loss. They're the ones going through the trauma. You don't get to have an opinion on how they choose to deal with it.
That's basically what she said. He's dead. He's gone. We got 2 other kids to worry about. Say la vie. That's the way I heard it. Oh, by the way, we're gonna do something to honor him. So that's why I can't cover him, is because I have such disdain, and the disdain will come across my reporting. It will not be unbiased when it comes to them, and because of those reasons, I can't cover them. So we'll cover the ones that I can cover. We'll cover Ethan, we'll cover Xana, we'll cover Kaylee, and we'll cover. And of course, I'm going to still say Ethan's name and stuff because he's part of the case. I just I got to be very careful because again, this is a family that has lost someone. I'll never understand that pain.
So let me get this straight. So what you're talking about is you're gonna mention Ethan's name once in a while because he's part of the case, but you're basically saying that you're going to consciously try to avoid it because you don't respect his family and how they're dealing with this. Who the fuck is you? Like, what?
I'll never understand that. I hope nobody has to understand that pain that they're going through. So I respect that, and I respect that I understand who I am, and I understand how
she's over here trying to like come off as empathetic, but or empathic. She's failing. She's failing miserably.
How I analyze things and how I speak on things, and again, I think it's respectful that I just bow out when it comes to them. But I want justice for Ethan. I really do. And I wish them the best on their, scholarship in Ethan's honor, in a book that'll help fund that scholarship or fund whatever. It's obviously making its rounds out there. I would prefer maybe a nonprofit as opposed to a profitable book. But again, I digress. And there's some other stuff on Summer Wells, and we'll have to go through that. I found some interesting stuff on, we get press releases, and I'm constantly monitoring press releases.
Bro, there's nothing on Summer Wells, bro. There's nothing new about Summer Wells. Nothing at all.
All over the country, people want to know, how do we all know about certain things at the same time, and blah, blah, blah. Well, we get these things called press releases. And so I'm going through some press releases, and I was just looking. Typically, it's nothing that really sparks my curiosity. But I found this interesting. Like, it just happened. June 6, 2023, GBI arrests Lumpkin County tax commissioner. The tax commissioner is under arrest in Georgia, right? GBI arrested Michael David Young, tax commissioner of Lumpkin County, Georgia, on charges related to unauthorized possession of controlled substance.
Stop acting like you know the way ahead, like you know the rules. There are no rules, ma'am. We're lost.
No. Our politicians are screwed up in the head. I don't know what else to say. A lot of our politicians are screwed up in the head. They have drug problems, they have emotional problems, they got power problems, they got narcissistic problems, they got psychological problems, they got emotional problems, and they're trying to tell us how to live our life. Seriously. I'm over it. I'm over it. You want to know how to screw something up? Get the government involved. See, I'm biased about the government. People think, I believe what I believe, but I go in with my eyes wide open. Yeah, I know, right? Then on June 3rd, we have 2 Tatnall County men arrested following a drug investigation in Glenville, Georgia. Sounds like there's a lot of drugs up in Georgia. And it's even trickling into your political stuff.
Oh my God!
I also went over and was looking into TBI as well. To see
what I wish would happen, bro?
News reports, updates. It's all.
I just wish this would fucking happen, and not even because I wish some harm. I just think it's fucking funny, and I don't mean like swatting. That's not okay. I mean like a legit, like legit. We got questions. You know what I mean? Just. She's there doing her stream
drugs. But anyways, we did get our request, our record request. We've already got a large record request in Moscow.
That shit would just make me laugh.
Right now, I've already paid them for the record request. It was almost $200. And then I just did another record request for the body cam footage of his traffic stop. I don't understand. And we're going to have to push that one because I don't understand how they can deny that. I'm sorry. They just can't deny it. It has nothing whatsoever to do with the court case. I mean, unless they want to stretch and say, oh, it's evidence because it shows that he was at this time when he was stalking Kaylee. Okay, so what? It's not mind-blowing breaking news. It's going to affect the outcome of the case. So release it. Just like the 911 call with Dylan Mortensen. Release the damn call. Really, you guys can only hold that back for so long. You guys don't have enough meat on that bone to legally challenge the failure to release the 911 call. As a matter of fact, you know what? I did not request the 911 call. Let's go ahead and request that now.
Wow. Okay. Hold on. I think she's getting through. Hold on. I hear something. There we go. Yeah. There we go. I think she's getting through.
All right, so we've requested that too. I want them to deny my request, because once they deny it, then I can move forward legally and start challenging their denial. So at the end of the day, I just want to let you know that we got several record requests out in Moscow. Hopefully those will start coming in. I've already paid for one. These other two, I'm not sure if I'm going to be charged for or not, but we'll see. I'll let you guys know about that. We're breaking this case down. We're breaking the breaking news that we've discovered during this entire time is the fact that June 23rd, 2022, these are the takeaways that we got from our segment today, is that is the time when Bryan Kohberger opened up his phone account with that 8458 number. It was June 23rd, 2022. So we need to go to the timeline. We need to add that timeline in. This is updating the timeline and keeping it updated and fluid. Anyways, guys, I just want to tell you, have a great day. Have an amazing Wednesday. It's hump day. As you slide into your week, it sounds like it's going to be amazing from coast to coast throughout the United States today. So if you're tucked away inside your home, get out, go enjoy the day before it gets too hot. Those in the middle of the United States, you're going to have some scattered showers throughout. But it seems like a beautiful day for many people in the borders of the United States. So go out and make it a great Wednesday. We'll be back first thing in the morning from 6:30 to 8:30, Monday through Friday. We're also going to be going back to our weekend time, and we'll be doing.
All right. Hold on. Shut up. Hold on. All right, so I see Headstones and Headlines is in my chat. And they did Headstones and Headlines did this Betty's apology here, which is just fucking laughable. So make sure to subscribe to Headstones and Headlines.
Related to the Chapin family, and people are offended about my statements that I made related to the Chapin family. And I apologize. It was stating my position because people had been asking why I'm not covering him, and so I was addressing some issues. And of course, I didn't really care if they clipped it and put it out there because I know what I say. I see what I own. There's, I don't cover my face. I don't act like I didn't say it. I own everything I do. I own it proudly, and I love that. And I also understand the gravity of the situation, and therefore I'm choosing not to be disrespectful. But by me saying I choose not to be disrespectful and providing you the reasons why, apparently that's disrespectful to some. So I will say that you're
what?
Not lying. I apologize that.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Apparently that's disrespectful to some. So I will say that's your problem and not mine. I apologize that you are very offended by somebody just addressing the situation. But that's pretty much a lot of like the same because again, we're not dealing with real adults here. We're dealing with children. Their children are probably adulting for them. And I stand behind what I said. I stand behind what I said. You know, I understand that the Chapin family have, and yes, I'm doubling down on that. So go ahead and clip. And it comes back to people saying, you know, she didn't have to say this. You know what? I want to say this, and this is a lot about what we're talking about right here with this whole Bryan Kohberger non-dissemination. This is America. I have opinions, and I'm going to be able to address those opinions and speak them. I have a mouth.
America.
I can speak for myself. And you know what? This is a good lesson for people because I practice this all the time. I tell people all the time, if you don't like what's coming out of somebody's mouth, it's your responsibility to change the channel. It's not your responsibility to change the way that they have their viewpoints. It's not their responsibility. I will never change my viewpoints. I am pretty much what you see is what you get. You know where I come from. I don't mince too much stuff up. You know where I'm at every point because I am so transparent in my opinions, how I feel, if I don't want to cover a case. You know, if somebody out there is offended by that, trust me, it's your problem, not mine. I sleep just fine at night. And guess what? I slept just fine last night. And I will continue to sleep just fine. I feel bad for their family. And like I said, you know, they have had a heavy cost. And I do respect their choice. However, it doesn't mean I don't have disdain for the choice. It doesn't mean I don't understand their choice. It doesn't mean that I think that it doesn't change my opinion of the situation. It's just saying that, hey, this is a family that has earned the right to make the choice. And mind you, these are the same people that attacked Marissa for not wanting to go and sit and watch her mother die and told her how disgusting she was.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, bro, look at the anger in her face, bro.
Stop it. Get some help.
Look at her, bro. Like, look at the anger in her face. Look.
Shoot. Fucking shoot.
For making that ultimate personal choice, right? Remember that? Same people. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, they have a right to choose. Everybody has a right to choose. This is America. Just because Bulwark.
Okay, so is she sitting here saying that MGL like totally like using her mom dying to basically grift is even comparable to Ethan Chapin's family who just simply want, bro, Marissa's mom wasn't murdered, dude. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, does she realize that she sounds dumber and dumber the angrier she gets?
Or Betty doesn't respect it, doesn't mean other people respect it. But let's be honest, there's a lot of people out there that agree. They've wrote me emails. There's a lot of people that don't agree. There's no right or wrong answer with it. I just speak my truth. And a lot of people respect that. Why? Because they're thinking it. They just don't want to say it. Why? Because they don't want to have to deal with attacks. Right? They don't care. These people
You're a piece of shit.
have been attacking me for 2 years. Like, it no longer affects me. I can't believe you did that. It's so offensive. Then don't watch. That's my response to that. Change the channel. I'm never going to watch you again. Okay. Bye. So, there are 1,000 other channels out there that cover this case. No, if you're offended by what I say, go to the other channels. You're not going to stop me from saying what I'm going to say.
Explosion.
So, there are 1,000 other channels out there that cover this case. No, if you're offended by what I say, go to the other channels.
Wow. Genius. Genius. Absolutely fucking genius.
You're not going to stop me from saying what I'm going to say.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, Betty is something else, y'all. Betty is something else, y'all. Yeah, no problem, Headstones and Headlines. Make sure to subscribe to Headstones and Headlines for clipping that. Appreciate it. Hold on a second here. Hold on, I gotta give myself the same. I gotta give myself the same bullshit here. All right. All right, I'm going to open up the phones. And you guys can call in if you want. I mean, wasn't MGL like streaming at her mom's funeral or something like that, or like outside? I mean, you can't compare. You just can't compare. It's ridiculous. You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, it's Amy. I'm in New Jersey. How are you doing?
Hi, Amy.
I called you once before a little while ago. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to make this long-winded, but you know what gets me? It's like she's supposed to be an advocate, and she's supposed to, worry about people, or be supposedly caring about people that have been through, crimes, etc. But how does she know that this family doesn't have trauma in their past, and that they're taking some sort of recommendations by any kind of counselors, or that they may be dealing with or giving them advice to not go to these trials that could bring up certain things that could cause them more damage?
Well, I agree with
really
you. I agree with you, but what's interesting about that is I can expand on that, because that's just one of an infinite amount of possibilities of different scenarios as to why they've chosen to stay silent and why they've chosen to avoid the press. And, I mean,
yeah, I'm going to make a stretch here right now, really big stretch, because, I look at history and how things in time, people have responded to different traumas. Like this may sound a little far-fetched, but like I'm Jewish, and I've known a lot of Holocaust survivors throughout my time in my life, and some chose to tell their stories and expose people to the truth, and others just could not say anything because it would absolutely destroy their psyche and bring up such trauma. So I think,
of course, I mean,
and for her to say that, to pass judgment on a family, and she's never been through that, how does she know or have any kind of empathy or have any kind of reality with something that she's never been through? But this just shows you that she has zero empathy. There's no capacity for emotion,
right,
or understanding others.
And she kept trying to claim that she had empathy. She kept saying, well, I feel bad for the family and I don't know what it's like. I can't imagine going through what they went through. She was saying all the right things, but they were like disclaimers for, but I really don't give a fuck about these people and I fucking think they suck.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like
she should have shut her mouth and not said anything, because I think that she just should have kept her mouth shut, because if you don't have anything nice to say about that people, you don't say anything.
Agreed.
And,
like how many people would have really noticed, how many people would have really noticed her not mentioning Ethan Shape? You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. But I think that she's right now. It's like a spiraling out of control right now because look, that they're not going to get into these trials. They're not going to, they're wanting to stop all the social media and the speculation. So she's losing a way to make money, and I think she's frightened because she doesn't have a way to make a living because of what her reputation probably precedes her. And she probably can't get a reference and get a job, like a 9-to-5 job. So I think that this was one of her other plan Bs, or she doesn't even have another plan C or a D or an E after this plan B is falling through. Sorry, in my opinion. So I think that she's getting desperate just what I see right there in front of me. But I don't watch her anymore. And I told you a while ago that I called in and I said that I had watched her before. And, and I had stopped. And I think, remember I told you that I had called you a while ago. I said I used to watch her and then got really.
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, that's me. But there were just other things. And it's just it's funny, you can watch it and not pay attention, but when you see people like you and Headstones really dissect the whole situation, it can really open people's eyes because, and a lot of people I think are just watching her for hate watching and for entertainment, but I don't know what else to say. I just think that it's the wrong thing because you can't walk in someone's shoes. You don't really know what they're doing. And for her to be on this platform claiming that she's an advocate for victims and families is an absolute joke because it has to fit her narrative. It has to fit her puzzle piece that she has. And it shows just intolerance of a different viewpoint, which is very dangerous. So
I agree with you. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
That's about it. I don't know what else to say. I'll probably think of something else and say, shoot, I should have said it. But I'll let someone else call it. You have a nice evening.
You too, Amy. Thanks for calling.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, I mean, you're on. Who am I speaking with? Hello.
Yeah, so I am in Knoxville, Tennessee, fighting for justice for Summer Wells, and we found out that there was an abortion clinic. So right behind me is an abortion clinic that was burnt down by arson. Now, again, I do not believe in abortion. That's my personal belief. This here is extreme. This is not how we handle our business. This is what everything wrong is. This is not an activist. This is an arson. This is a crime.
So somebody set an abortion clinic on fire in Knoxville.
Our beliefs are our beliefs. But to take it to this extreme, this here is extreme.
Who am I speaking with?
Hey y'all, so I am in Knoxville, Tennessee, fighting for justice.
Oh. Oh, I think we lost her. Okay. She said she's in Knoxville, which is not too far away from me. But I mean, I've been live, so I haven't heard anything about that. But no, that's definitely not the way to get things done. You don't.
We found out that there was an abortion clinic. So right behind me is an abortion clinic that was burnt down by arson.
Oh, okay.
Now,
That's that's somebody who I mean, I don't. That was I guess a prank. Oh, it's an AI. Okay, yeah, that was somebody just playing Betty's greatest hits. Next caller. Yeah, that was totally BHP. So somebody called in. I mean, it was a restricted number, but that's fine. People can be anonymous, and if you could pull off trolling me, best of luck to you. You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi,
Hi, Dawn.
Can you hear me?
I can.
You can or you can't?
No, I can hear you fine.
Okay, I hear you too. Okay, so this is my first ever call-in to any show for that matter. The reason for my call, and first off, I would just like to say I love your show, how you do your commentary, and also all of your humor.
Oh, thanks.
That goes along with it.
I'm glad you like it. Thanks.
I'm from New Jersey. My son, who was a week before graduating college, was hit and killed by a drunk driver.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
It happened. Thank you. It happened in April of 2012. And while we were doing our pre-trial conference, getting ready to do the jury selection, we didn't even get through jury selection, and we just got to a point where we allowed the defendant to offer a plea of only doing 5 years in jail.
Wow.
But during the pretrial conference, he asked if he can go back to his home state of Connecticut, and the judge said yes, with the stipulation he shows up for all of his court appearances for trial. While he was in Connecticut, he robbed 7 places.
What?
2 of them, yes. 2 of them being one at TD Bank and one at Webster Bank, I think. So my case got put on hold, and we couldn't follow through with the proceedings for the trial.
See, people don't think about stuff like this.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, people don't think about stuff
instead of-
like this. Like, they never think about what these victims go through. And I mean, people have to be prepared when they're dealing with these high profile cases where justice may not get served. You know, I mean, it's happened before. Casey Anthony, for instance, you know, and people are not considering that. And one of the most dangerous things is like, just imagine if, you know, somebody was, imagine if your son's case was a high profile case, and then you had a bunch of YouTubers going around knocking on people's doors, asking questions before the jury selection even takes place. You know what I mean?
Right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
And that alone,
So
I mean, go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
this guy went to federal prison for 10 years. He was sentenced. So his 10 years, he just got out on the day of my son's accident, April 12th of 2023.
Wow.
We are now just starting on August 21st, this coming, to start picking a jury selection. Because he tried to offer me, when he got out of jail, a 5-year flat. But of course, the prosecutor said no, because this is an indictable offense, and it requires a minimum of 10 to a maximum of 20, with him doing 85% of the time. We were willing to offer him the 5 years at 85%, and then he went and did what he did. And I don't even know, after going through all of this, now 10 years later, and this has been on me ever since the day that it happened. And I don't even know if I can sit for trial. I really don't know if I can sit through going through all of this.
I mean, look at what you've already gone through. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
With all of this red tape and all of these delays and all of these other situations, you know, why is it so hard for someone to believe that you could get to a point where you're just like, enough is enough, you know?
That's exactly how I feel. And I noted that you had said, you know, like about Ethan's parents. They don't have to sit in that courtroom day after day. God only knows how long the trial will last. They could just show up for their impact statements and get their point across, or get anything that they want to say said, because nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to bring their son back. Nothing is going to bring my son back.
But what? I mean, how?
As far as Bullhorn Betty goes, I just she is just despicable to me.
Totally. I mean, how can you have that attitude towards someone who you don't even know, and you've never been through what they've been through. You know,
Right.
I mean, how can anyone sit here and listen to what you're saying right here and then judge you in some way, shape, or form on how you feel is the most appropriate way for you to cope with your trauma, with your loss, with getting justice? You know, that's not for anyone to decide. That's not for anyone to have a valid opinion on. That is between you and the defendant and the prosecution, you know, and
Right,
how you
that's
move
correct.
forward. It's just,
That is correct.
it's just, yeah, I'm so sorry that you're not only, you know, your horrible loss, but what you've had to deal with since. I mean, this was 2012. This was, you know, 11 years ago.
2012, and now we are just starting to go through all the proceedings all over again.
God, I can't even imagine. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
So, and you know, I just have to say, you never get over it, but you learn how to move on.
Right.
You know,
You learn to
just-
cope. You learn to manage.
Yes,
Right.
you just have to. So thank you for taking my call. This was my first call ever in, I will say.
Oh, no, I'm glad you called. Thank you
And,
so much for sharing.
Yes, you know, I joined your channel. I haven't been on your channel that long, maybe 6 months or so, you know, because in the beginning, it was, you know, I wasn't sure about you. It was like I had a lot of different views, but, you know,
I'm definitely.
I work through that. I really love your commentary. I respect you, and we respectfully learn how to respect each other's views, you know? But for the most part, I'm on your side.
Well, I mean, I'm just, you know,
Yeah.
I have my opinions, you know, just like Betty, I have my opinions, and you may not agree
Yes,
with them.
everybody has their opinions.
But
to-
the thing
for
is
people to fight over it is like, that just,
agreed.
I can't.
Agreed.
Yes.
You know, so I
You agree
I
to
want to
disagree.
be the
And-
kind of channel.
And then you move on.
Right. I want to be the kind of channel that people feel comfortable having different opinions on, you know, popular or unpopular opinions, you know, in my chat. If whatever you feel comfortable, you should feel comfortable. I mean, somebody might have a differing opinion, as long as you guys are respectful towards each other. I mean, you guys can, you know, but like, I want this chat to be the kind of place. It's not exactly a safe place because, like I said, your opinions are aired and they're subject to criticism. They're subject to debate, you know, but you know, what I expect is people to be able to handle that accordingly, you know?
Yes, that's true. All right. Well, I'll let another caller come on. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Okay. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye. Yeah. The line is open. Yeah. I mean, I can't. Yeah. Thanks, Headstones Headlines. I appreciate you. I can't. Betty just never ever fails to show her true colors. And what's funny is that she knows, she's aware of what she's saying and how it can affect people. She's perfectly aware of it, and she doesn't care. And you can tell when she sits there and she goes, "Oh, well, people are going to clip this. Go ahead and clip it. You know, I know what it sounds like." Well, I mean, it sounds like somebody who doesn't give a fuck about what a victim's family is going through. As usual. As usual. I mean, Smoky Blue Days, yeah, you know, true. She prides herself on offending, but she doesn't. I mean, she knows the damage. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. That's the whole thing about Betty is she just doesn't give a shit. Like, her nature is that of someone who is just so angry and bitter, and you know, it just has to burst out on her live streams once in a while, you know? Like, you might get one or two that are just boring as shit. She's just getting a bunch of information wrong, and then she ends it. And then you just get other ones where, like, she just can't help it. She just can't help it. And it's just yeah, on the case with Jeannie, you're right about that. Lady Vixen. You can have a different opinion. It's the using her platform to spew it out is beyond wrong. She knows the family could see it. Right, because she sat there on one side of her mouth straight up being like, well, you know, I don't want to be disrespectful to the family, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And then she didn't keep her mouth shut. The other side of her mouth, she's spewing out these opinions about this family and how they're, you know, how they, you know, implying that they don't even care about their son. And they're not willing to fight for him. Fight how? Fight how exactly? I don't understand the what are you supposed to do? Yeah, and this Summer Wells thing, man, this Summer's Day thing that's happening, everyone doing it, man. I'm telling you, I just what I was absolutely worried about was now Betty's going out there, now Dolly's going out there, and there's just gonna be drama, you know? There's just gonna be drama. Like, those two are going out there for the fucking drama. You know, there's no denying, there's no speculating on that. There's no other reason why those two creators would go out there. They're doing it for the drama and for the grift. I mean, it's just a constant. It happened last time, and it's going to keep happening. I don't know, man. But you know, all they care about is that so Ethan's family profiting off their book. They wrote a book about Ethan being murdered. Did they do that? I don't know about the book, honestly. I'm just waiting for the trial. I'm not even paying close attention to that case. So they wrote a children's book? Okay, why shouldn't they profit off of that? Why can't they profit off of it? I mean, it's kind of the point. A children's book to honor, so what? Yeah, good. The question is, would Ethan want that? And that's not our place to decide. That's theirs. You know what I mean? I mean, so I had opinions. I remember I had opinions about the Rucheks, which those opinions have changed, but I had strong opinions about the Rucheks after the Watts case, and I was concerned that they were using the notoriety of how popular the case was to sell their MLM stuff, their Lavelle, their whatever the fuck else it was called. I was concerned about that, but I didn't see them actually doing that. You know, like, I was wondering if that's what they were doing, but I didn't actually, actually see them doing that. But the thing is like, there's another perspective to look at it, like if they're using Shanann's name to sell their product, maybe they're doing it to honor her because she was very passionate about this MLM that she was doing, So, I mean, who's that? And again, that was my opinion early on. I was just like, I think that's fucked up. But I mean, I don't feel that way now because I was very fresh on YouTube. I was very fresh following crime cases. And, I had, a very more narrow way of viewing things until I started covering more cases and getting more comfortable on YouTube and that sort of thing. But and I've since spoken to the Rucheks and we're all good. But I was concerned about that. But the thing is like, what if, and do they even need to explain themselves? You know what I mean? Like, so what? What if the MLM company is honoring her memory? Like when you have a job, right? You have a job and somebody gets murdered at the job. Is it wrong? Is it even uncommon for the job to do something in honor of the crew member, the part of that family, that workforce family that they lost? Is that wrong? This is no different. If Ethan Chapin's family, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but if his mom wrote a book in honor of him, that's why not? Yeah, like why not? What's the problem? And I hope they make all the money in the world. Why not? Agreed, Dietz. Not all opinions are valid, and you're not always entitled to your opinion. Yeah, because in theory, when you challenge that, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion for whatever, but certain things like that, you're not entitled to have an opinion on what a family who's going through something that you have no idea how to relate to, Where do you get off having an opinion? You haven't earned that opinion. You're not entitled to that opinion. Did I cut and paste her head? No. I mean, yeah, if they want to, anonymous, if they want to, if you do something creative, gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Like you earn profits from it if there's a demand for it. If you do something creative and then there's a demand for it and it sells, good, great. That's right. Ethan was part of a set of triplets. He was one of 3 triplets, as opposed to one of 2 triplets. Just kidding. I mean, yeah. Why wouldn't they do something to honor their son? There's nothing wrong with that at all. I just don't see it. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm going to try to go live a little bit more often. I just haven't been lately. I'm sorry about that. But I love hanging out with you guys, and I'm sorry like that I've been kind of off the radar a little bit. I mean, I still participate in other people's chats and stuff like that. You know, I haven't been completely off YouTube, but I don't know. I just haven't felt like streaming. But I'm really glad I did today, and I'll be doing it more often. You guys are awesome. I love you guys very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.